Nithyananda, welcome back to today's session on Nithya Kriya. So let's enter into the next slide to look at the outline of today's session. So the scope of content today, we are going to first understand what are the causes of lower back pain. Okay, how many of you have lower back pain? Raise your hand. At some point in time had lower back pain before? Huh? Okay. See, majority of people at some point in time had lower back pain because of various reasons. Okay, so let's look at the causes and so that you identify and know how to basically avoid them. And then the symptoms of this spinal stenosis, basically is a degeneration of the spine. Okay, and then the nature of the spine, what is the nature of the spine that we should understand? That means understanding the human spine. And what is Nithya Kriya? I'm just going to repeat again what is Nithya Kriya because many people are joining for the first time, especially on social media. So it's good to revisit what is Nithya Kriya and then also the Shastra Pramana. Okay. And today, one thing I've added is that because it is dealing with lower back pain, I've added a short sequence from the Pratama Vinyasa Krama for strengthening the back. So the asanas are taken from there, and then I'll guide you into the instruction to do this kriya. Okay, ending with the sharing. So this is what we are going to do. So next slide. So let's look at what are the causes of lower back pain. Okay, some of you may be able to identify yourself with some of the reason. One, see, lower back pain, it is also called in the medical term called spinal stenosis. Basically, it means the compression of the lumbar. Okay, see, our spine has got different natural curve, the neck curve, the thoracic curve, and then the lumbar. Okay, so the neck and the lumbar are the most, I would say, fragile part of the spine because it needs to hold the weight of the upper structure. So one of the common occurrence in the spine is degeneration of the spinal disc. Means what? See, our spines, in between each vertebra, there is we call the spinal disc, which kind of cushion the shock impact of whenever we kind of landed in a jostled way, right? So that fluid, the spinal disc, cushion the impact. So what happens is if you are living in a very sedentary lifestyle, that means very inactive, always sit and not move around, don't exercise. What happens is that the fluid will dry up over a period of time. Let's say some happened earlier, like 30s, 40s. So when that fluid starts to dry up because of the inactive lifestyle, the degeneration of the spinal disc starts to happen. So which means, especially if you sit for a long time, let's say you are very much working in an office and you're always sitting, so the compression of the spinal disc will start happening between the vertebra because of the gravity and the weight that for it to carry the weight. So that is one cause of lower back pain because of the degeneration of the disc. It starts to dry up and then it starts to get pressed against the different vertebra. So that is the first degeneration. Then there may be also sometimes growth spurts at the lumbar vertebra. That means what? They call the osteoarthritis. It means the vertebrae start to grow extra bones, which start pressing on the different nerves. Okay, so that cause also lower back pain. Okay, so that is another word. That means the spinal vertebra start to get certain deformity. It start to getting deformed, right? Then the third possibility of the lower back pain is called herniated disc, which is when the disc start to have crack and allowing its content to escape and press on the spinal cord. Okay, so it means the so-called the fluid is having some cracks, and so the fluid is escaping to the surrounding region. So that's again pressing the spinal cord. Then, of course, the fourth is tumor growth. If you have a growth of tumor in the spine, of course, the extra growth is going to press on not only just the vertebra but also the the disc. So that again will cause lower back pain. Then thickening of the ligaments, which happens over time, can bulge and intrude onto the spinal canal. So which means over time, let's say the ligaments around it start to thicken and it start to press on the spinal canal. Again, that creates lower back pain. And of course, spinal injuries due to accidents, could be a sports injury, it could be a car accident, what all kinds of accidents that cause the spines to be injured, like cracks in the spine or the vertebra. So that create also lower back pains because there is an injury. Okay, and then of course the last one I put here is called scoliosis. Scoliosis is certain deformity of the spine. See, the spine is have excessive curve. Let's say you can see from one other picture, right? The lumbar scoliosis, instead of the lumbar curve, a line, it is curved towards the right side. So because of the excessive curves in the lumbar, it creates instability. So the body will compensate, and there will be certain excessive pressing on the ligaments and the weight. So that's also one of the reasons for lower back pain. Okay, please understand what we're talking only is one part of the spine. The entire spine, if any of the problem happens, whether it's at the neck, at the thoracic spine, or the sacral spine, you will have you will affect the entire body stability. Okay, so let's look at the next slide. So what are the symptoms when you have some degeneration in the spine? One, of course, is lower back pain. You're feeling, the pain and you're not able to sit and you don't feel comfortable walking, standing, etc. And sometimes you can feel a burning pain in the buttocks of the legs, what they call the sciatica there. And then you could also experience numbness or tingling sensation in the buttocks of the legs. Okay, and because of the nerves being pressed, the nerves sense certain sensation to the legs. Okay, and when you feel tired and weak, this tired and weak feeling in the legs when you're walking for a long period of time and you want to sit only, like they can't stand too long. That means if they stand for half an hour, they feel that there will be pain at the back and also the legs are tired. So that's one another symptom. The next one is reduced pain when leaning forward or sitting. That means they feel that if they just relax and lean forward, they feel that the pain is lessened. That means they learn to basically stretch the spine. So weakness in the legs or foot dropped. Okay, weakening of the muscle that flex the ankles and toes. So these are symptoms when you have degeneration at the spine. Okay, next. So let's understand the nature of the spine. See, this is a picture of the human spine. So you have the cervical spine, 7 vertebrae, and then the thoracic spine, the 12 vertebrae. Lumbar is 5 vertebrae, and the pelvic is 5 sacral spine and fused together. Okay, so these, and then the tailbone is at the end of the spine. So, which is what we call coccyx. Coccyx is the tailbone. Now, you need to understand our spine is not straight. It has curves, right? So you can see the different curves, the neck curve and the lumbar curve. Curves are needed because it's necessary to bear weight of the structure above the curve. Okay, so like the neck is holding the curve, the weight of the head, and the lumbar is holding the weight of the whole, the chest area and the head. So, and the three major curves are cervical, thoracic spine, and the lumbar curves, right? The thoracic spine, when it's together with the rib cage, that curves protects the respiratory three organs, your lungs. Okay, so understand most of the time the spine wants to stand with all the curves intact. It means at any point in time you should maintain the integrity of the spine by maintaining the curves. So if you, like for instance, if you look at the computer and you're constantly looking down, and over time you will have a flattened cervical spine, which over a long period of time stretches not only the ligaments and peripheral muscles along the neck, a flattening of the cervical spine starts to happen, and that creates this thing called cervical spondylosis. It means degeneration of the neck curve, okay, the neck spine. So that's quite common. In fact, last week I just had diagnosed one lady from China. She contacted me, and she had very, I would say, straight cervical spine because she used to spend long hours looking at the computer. So now she's in pain because of the pain can come as a headache and all that. So see, before the age of 20, the human spine is able to supply the nutrients to the disc, the spinal disc. This is because you're still growing, right? The body is still young. But after age of 20s, the discs do not get this supply of nutrients. The only way you can get through this nutrient is by movement. Okay, movement means what? In a form of yoga, exercise, so that the spines get stretched. So we can bring about the fluid and nutrients only when we start to move the spine, flex the spine. Okay, and Somji did say that you are as young as your spine. If you feel old, it's because your spine is, feeling old. Okay, if you feel that the spine is supple and strong, you feel young. So that's why in yoga we try to constantly keep the spine healthy, which is one of the important criteria also for a yogic body, because as you know, along the spine is where all the chakras are aligned, all the nadis, the central nadis, and all the energy channels are surrounded along the spine. Okay, so spines needs movement such as side bends, forward bend, rotation, which is twist, or extension, that means elongation, to keep it flexible and supple. So this flexibility of the spine and ability to be supple is really what I call as a spinal health. If you have a healthy spine, it means what is flexible and supple. Okay. Now, see, yoga asanas are designed to keep the spine healthy and strong. That's why if you can see a lot of yoga postures, we subject different movement to the spine so that it is kept in a healthy way. So when we talk about integrity with the spine, it means maintaining a neutral position of the spine when moving force through the body. See, when we are moving force, that means whether it's running, whether it's stretching in yoga, you are actually transmitting different forces through the body, right? Whether it's from the upper body to the lower body or from earth to the upper body. So that transmission of the impulse should be integrated in such a way that the spinal integrity is maintained. It means what? No, what you call it? You shouldn't lose the natural curve of the spine or excessively put pressure on the spinal, the vertebra or the whole spine. So that is one thing all of you should be aware of. So essentially, that is the nature of the spine. When you understand what the spine wants, you know how to augment your practice, your yoga practice, to make sure that you remain integrated to the spine, the spinal curve. Next slide. So very quickly, we are going to introduce now the Nithya Kriya. Today, the Nithya Kriya is cure for lower back pain, and as you know, that Nithya Kriya is a unique set of healing processes with knowledge and techniques drawn from the most authentic sacred yogic scriptures of Hinduism, with specific combination compiled and expressed from the personal experience of Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, His Divine Holiness. Basically, Swamiji, also we formerly known as Swamiji, and basically he experimented on his body in 2010 when he started to work on the 108 Nithya Kriyas. So at the time when he was illegally imprisoned, and so because of his very nature of constantly contributing to humanity, the consciousness, that give this is the gift from him to humanity, the Nithya Kriyas, and they are very powerful healing processes which compile many, I would say, techniques or breathing techniques or different techniques from the Yoga Sutra Patanjali, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Gheranda, Samhita, and Shiva Samhita. So all different scriptures he has referred and tested on his own body to verify the effectiveness of different kriyas. Next slide. So this is a Shastra Pramana taken from Yoga Chudamani Upanishad, verse 116. It says, "For him who is possessed of pranayama, there will be the destruction of all diseases. For those devoid of pranayama, there will be the generation of all diseases." Okay, so see, Nithya Kriyas fundamentally uses a lot of pranayama combined with certain yoga asanas, sometimes mantra or different sound created to create certain vibration in the body. So next slide. So in this sequence, before we enter into Kriya, I'm going to first give you a short yoga sequence. See, the reason why I've added this part is because, as you know, that there are two parts of maintenance. One is preventive maintenance, and then one is breakdown maintenance. That means what? Preventive, that means you need to take responsibility to take care of your body, your health, and the spine, right? So, which means on a daily basis, you need to maintain the body. So this is like a practice for people who are having a back pain, which I've selected from the Pratama Vinyasa Krama. Mostly a very gentle yoga posture that in fact everybody can do. Okay, so it comprises of aspect of the spinal elongation. It means the asana is designed to help create extension, spinal extension, so that it creates space along the spinal disc, not compression. Create space for the pain to be eased. Then twisting the spine. Remember, I said that the spine wants to be, subject to different movement. So one of the movement is rotation, twisting. So I also added 3 yoga asanas that involve twisting the spine, and then bending, whether it's forward bend or back bend. The bending of the spine, forward or backwards. These postures helps to create not only a stronger spinal strength, but also help the spines to move in different ways, so that it creates flexibility of the spine. So let's get into that. All of you, please come to your yoga mat. Okay, so the first asana, I'm going to face the front first so that you all can see me, otherwise. So the first asana is Parvatasana. So you can sit in Sukhasana, or if you prefer, you can sit also in Padmasana, depending what you're comfortable with, okay? So this is, the first asana is spinal extension. So take a deep breath, inhale. So you join the palms above the head and stay there and breathe so that you create this lengthening of the spine, elongation of the spine. Feel the whole spine getting elongated as you inhale. As you exhale, draw the energy back to the earth. Connect the energy back to the earth. Again, feel the rebounds force on the inhale and lengthening the spine upwards again. Elongation of the spine, exhale. So sweep the arms down. This Halipavasana, just basically catch the left wrist with the right hand, just extend the legs out and come forward. This is a very simple forward bend. So take a deep breath, exhale, come forward as far down as you can. If you can put the forehead on the feet, that'll be great. Otherwise, come as far down as you can. This movement not only open the hips, but also stretch the spine forward. It's a forward bend, which creates very deep rest. Inhale, rise up. Okay. So next one is again another forward bend, Nagipava Asana. So just put the palms shoulder width apart. You can cup it and again come forward. Okay. This is another forward bend to stretch, to give space for the lumbar and opening of the hip. Stay there and breathe. Rise up. Okay. So now we're going to do Gajasana, which is come into all fours and tuck the toes down and lift. Okay. So you're going to lift. You can bend the knees so that you can extend the whole spine. For those of you who have a very tight hamstring, you can just bend the knees and just as you inhale, scoop forward and exhale, lengthen the whole spine again. So create this rocking movement. Okay, so that the spine is not static. You're infusing different the force through the upper body and lower body, to the earth and to the upper body through the hands. Okay, so do that for a few times. Just stretch the whole spine. Relax the shoulder and neck, and then let's do the next one, which is Rakshasana. Basically, just lowering the heels one leg at a time. So basically what you're doing is stretching one leg at a time and one side of the body. Okay, this is what you do. Just allow exhalation to happen as you lower one heel. Inhale, lift, and then again exhale, lower the other heel. Just do it a few times so that you are actually stretching the whole back and the spine. Okay? See, when you start moving your body, later when you do the Kriya, the Kundalini energy can just flow easily. Otherwise, your body's energy nadi is not activated. So you need a yoga asana to activate the energy so that it aids in the healing process. Okay, now walk towards the palm. Let's rise up. Okay, sorry. Actually, I saw the next one. You come down into Bhujangasana. Come down into the prone. So now, those of you who have already a back pain, what I suggest, you don't come into the full Bhujangasana. You just put your palms in front and elbow at 90 degrees and just stretch. This is the gentle version of the Bhujangasana, okay? A modified version. If you feel that you feel strain when you come in the Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. So for those of you who can, you can just put your palms chest width apart and lift the chest up. Then look forward with the elbows at 90 degrees. Stay there and breathe by opening the mouth. and feel the lower back strengthening as you breathe, activating the lower back muscles. All right, push back to Gajasana and then walk forward, okay, and rise up. So the next asana is Tadasana, right? So stand with the feet hip width apart, not too wide, not too narrow, hip width apart. And you're going to stand in Tadasana. So make sure you balance the weight on both feet and take a deep breath. Join the palms together above. This is another spinal extension, elongation. So stay there and breathe. Connect with Mother Earth through the feet and connect with the space as you breathe in to elongate. Exhale, draw the energy back to the earth. On the next exhalation, bend the knee, come forward into Uttanasana, okay? Uttanasana, which is the standing forward bend. You may bend the knees if you feel tight at the hamstring. Just bend the knee so that your belly is resting on the thigh. And breathe so that you stretch your lumbar. Allow the lumbar spine to be stretched in this posture. Breathe very deeply and slowly. Releasing the stress around the lumbar region or the sacral spine. Just breathe. Don't bounce, just breathe. Bend the knee so that you can rest the whole torso on the thigh. Relax the neck, relax the head, okay, and then come down. Okay, so the next posture you're going to do is Virabhadra. Okay, so Virabhadra is the warrior. Okay, so Virabhadra, just take one left foot back and right foot in the front. And bend the right knee at 90 degrees and sweep the arms above. Okay, so do this with a Virabhadra. 1. Just feel this elongation of the spine as you breathe. Open up the heart. Strong legs, strong back. Change side. Okay, left side now. So after this sequence of yoga asana, when you do the kriya, you will feel the effect. Relax. Let's come into the next standing posture, Trikonasana. So you're going to stand with the feet, okay? The distance should be one leg, and turn the right foot out, with the left foot in at a 45 angle. So you can bring your arms shoulder height and then lean the body to the side and drop down. Wherever your palm lands, it could be at the shin bone. If you're more flexible, you will reach the ankle joint and hold there and just straighten this left hand up so that you are keeping both legs straight. Okay, so you're actually doing a lateral bend, but elongation also as you breathe in and out. Bending the spine sideways. Breathe. Feel the stretch also at the hamstring area of the right leg, the inner thigh, the hip area. Now rise up. Let's change side. Same thing. Let's stretch now. Keep the hands perpendicular to the floor and breathe. Rise up. Okay. So now the next sequence is going to be seated. Okay. After the few standing postures, let's come sit on the mat again. So the first seated posture now is the Paschimottanasana, which is the seated forward bend. So I'd like you to peel off your fleshy butt, and just make sure that you're seated on the two sitting bones. See, on the pelvic bone, at the base of the pelvic bone, there are two sitting bones. Once you are engaged with the sitting bone, automatically your spine will be upright. If you are sitting on the fleshy part of the butt, the spine will collapse. So find that sitting bone so that your spine can be upright. Okay. So now inhale. Exhale, come forward, catch the toes. You can bend the knees so that you are actually giving more extension, stretch to the lumbar and the sacral spine. Come forward. Breathe. Stay there and breathe for a little while. Stay there and breathe. Just find easiness. Swamiji said that in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Patanjali said that the asana should be sthira sukham asana. It means comfortable and stable. Okay, rise up and relax the hands. So now we are going to go through three twists. Okay, three rotation. Three asanas which facilitate rotation of the spine. See, when the spines get twisted, the internal organ also get compressed so that it releases the toxin, so that it can release from the system. Not just also strengthening the spine, but also release of the toxin. So now, the first posture you're going to do is bend the legs and take this left foot in onto the right inner thigh. We're going to do Matsyasana 2 first. Okay, so basically, okay, so this is the one. Okay, so this is the first one. Kubhasana, this is the Kubhasana, sorry. Okay, Matsyasana is this one. Then Kubhasana. And then the final one is this. Matsyasana 1 is this one. Okay, twisting. Okay, let's change side. So put right elbow across the left, extend and put the right palm on the right cheek. Okay, just do the twist. Exhale and rotate. Okay, extend now the right hand, hold the left ankle, and then place the left hand on the other side of the cheek and remain the twist. Okay. And then extend now the left hand back and stay there for the twist. Yes. Look behind. All right, release. Okay. So because we're going to enter into the Kriya, so I will not be doing the Shavasana now. Let's go into the next slide. Okay? You're now ready for the Kriya. Let's look at the Kriya. So this Kriya, cure for lower back, comprises 5 steps. The asana, which we are going to assume is called Pavana Mukta Asana. So you can see from the picture, basically you're just sitting and hugging your knee. This is the posture you'll be doing throughout the whole Kriya. Okay? So it's quite easy. You don't have to do anything strenuous. It's like just hugging, like a child hugging. So there are 4 pranayama you'll be doing. One is Nadi Sudhi Kumbhaka, which is alternate nostril. Then Naga Kumbhaka, Prakriti Kumbhaka, Kriti Shreta Kumbhaka. So in this posture, we are going to do the 4 breathing. Okay, next slide. So let's look at the first. This is the asana, which is taken from Yoga Asana, Upadesha 3, verse 4 and 5. So basically it says that This is a posture having brought the knees of the two legs close to the perineal region and the knees close to the chest with the tying of the hands. The normal ones holds the knees. Okay, so the posture is called Vayu Pavana Muktasana. By this, the lower abdomen gets cleansed by the expulsion of the wind from the large intestine. This also helps to clean up the excessive air. Okay, that means if you have a lot of gas inside, you will help to release. So just stay there, sit in this posture for a while as a preparation before we enter into the Kriya. Okay, the other breathing techniques. So just this instruction is sit on the ground, place the knee close to the perineum, as close as you can. Keep the knees upright and hold the knees with the hands. Press the knees against the chest. So this is what you do. Okay, so this is the posture to assume for this entire Kriya. Next slide. So the next slide is the first Kumbhaka is Nadi Sudhi Kumbhaka, taken from Kumbhaka Padari, verse 114 and 15. So basically, once you inhale through the one nostril and exhale through the other nostril after the retention of the breath judicially, and again inhale through the nostril through which it was exhaled, and if this is practiced with alternation of the nostril with 20 kumbhakas for 4 times a day, it is called Nadi Sudhi Kumbhaka. So you can use your Nashika Mudra. Okay, so let's close the right nostril, inhale through the left. In this case, you have to create contemplating a mantra called Sam. Okay, inside. Hold the breath as long as you can. Judicially exhale to the right and hum inside. Again, inhale to the right, Sam. Exhale to the left, hum. So inhale is Sam, exhale is hum. Okay, so you do this 20 times. When you inhale internally, you chant the mantra hum. Yeah. Inhale is Sam, exhale hum. Okay, let's do it again. Listen. Inhale through the left, Sam. Inside. Hold. Exhale, hum. Inhale again, Sam. Right nostril. Hold. Exhale, hum. Left nostril. Okay. Continue now at least 19 times at your own pace. So if you finished 20 Kumbhakas, then we go to the next one when you finished. Done? Yes? Okay, those of you who are done, we can go on to the next step, the third step. So the third step is called Naga Kumbhaka. It's taken from Kumbhaka Paradi, verse 77 and 78. So the translation says, one should fill the air by slowly into the throat like swallowing a morsel of rice, and should retain it for maximum possible time with firm application of Gheranda Bandha, which means you need to engage the throat lock, okay, and then exhale through the from the throat. This is called Naga Kumbhaka, explained by Shiva. By this practice, one is able to win over hunger and thirst. Okay, it's a very powerful Kumbhaka. So let me demonstrate first what you should do. Okay, you're still seated in this posture. Okay, so just see what I'm doing. So you need to swallow the air by inhaling, by like eating certain morsel of rice, like that. Hold. When you full, lock the chin. If you can't hold anymore, exhale through the nostril. Got it? Okay. So we'll do this 21 times. Let me explain again. So swallow the air by very slowly, like eating small morsel of rice. When you're full, lock the chin. Then exhale. Relax the bandha, Gheranda bandha. Okay. So use your hand to count. Do 21 times. You finish, just wait for the rest. Let's see how many people are done. Okay. If those are done, we'll go to the fourth step. You just continue. If you are not done, I will just explain first the fourth step, then we do it together. Okay? I'll explain the 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 source of the kumbhaka. Okay. Next one. So the fourth step is called Prakriti Kumbhaka. Prakriti means Mother Nature. Okay, nature, Mother. So this is taken from Kumbhaka Bharati, verse 70. The translation goes, one should suck in the air quickly with a loud sound of Bija mantra, Va, Va, okay, and retain the breath, and this is called Prakriti Kumbhaka. So you need to suck in the air through the mouth and create a sound, Va, okay, and hold that as long as you can. Till you cannot hold anymore, you exhale slowly through the nostril. You do this 21 times. I will demonstrate in case you don't know. So the sound is ba. Okay? 21 times. Start. It's like ba. Make sure you create the right sound, okay? Ba. So this is the fourth step. When you're done, just sit and wait for the rest to finish. You need to get used to the inhaling and creating the sound simultaneously. It takes a little bit more practice, so don't worry if you don't get it today. Just practice a few more times, you'll get it. It's like ba and suck in the air. It's like instead of ha, you ba. Okay, you know how you say oh my God, but this time it's okay, just practice a few more times, you get it. So next time when you get surprised, Okay, done. Let's go to the last step. Okay, last step. Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka, taken from Kumbhaka Parati, verse 69 again. So let's understand the translation. He says, one should inhale through the air through both nostril and forcibly bring the air to the throat, palate, and brow center. That means this area, throat and the eyebrow center. That means your third eye. Okay, and the top of the head, the crown center. So when you breathe in and bring the awareness of the energy, the prana, retain it here. Throat, third eye, and crown center. Okay, this is known as Kriti Shestra Kumbhaka. So let's get back to the posture. Let me just explain. So inhale the air forcibly through both nostrils to the heart area. That means inhale and bring the air to the heart area. Hold the breath and push the prana to the throat, upper palate, that means the roof of the mouth, to the third eye and the crown center. Hold that. Till you can't hold anymore, exhale through the nose. Got it? Do it 21 times. So inhale forcibly. Hold it at the heart region. Retain the prana at the throat, upper palate, third eye, and the crown. Till you cannot hold anymore, exhale through the nostril. So please count yourself 21 times. Oh my God, Kundalini awaken. Very powerful. When you're done with the 21 times, just sit in any comfortable meditative posture and sit in silence. Okay, after the Kriya, just sit in silence if you've finished. Allow the energy, the Kundalini energy, to be awakened and also settle down into the body and healing the back. Just enjoy the silence after the Kriya. Allow whatever happened to happen. Allow the body intelligence to be awakened. See, in the first step, which is the yoga asana, is you doing the preventive maintenance, and the Kriya is, it's part of the preventive maintenance as well if you already have a back pain. Now, if let's say you have some spinal problem, let's say injury, what I call breakdown maintenance. So besides awakening the body intelligence, then the next level of maintenance is energy healing. Okay, so energy healing, you can find any of the healers in the Ardinum and to help you to heal. One of the things that I do also is to change the quality of the spine. It means, if let's say there's a crack, we'll seal it back by manifesting the powers. Okay, so the next level of possibility is like using the powers to change the structure. I would say the spinal the problem. So that is also possible. That is energy healing, right? Using the powers, changing matter. So at least you take care of the first two steps. Having a regular yoga practice to maintain a healthy and flexible spine, and do this Kriya to heal your lower back pain. If there's something more severe, then you can come for the energy healing to, change the quality of the spine. All right, next slide. All of you can relax now. Next slide. All right, so we come to the end of this Kriya. I would like you to share your experience. If you want to do this Kriya, try to do it at least for 21 days so that you create a new muscle memory. Okay? So anyone want to share? How was the Kriya? It's not too difficult. It's quite all right. You just need to get used to some of the kumbhaka, which is uncommon. Not the common kumbhaka that we normally do in pranayama. Okay? So anyone want to share? How was it?
Yeah, I would like to share. This is Shankari.
Yes.
I told Maduka I should share my experience, not this time. But this is my first Kriya. I did in I think 2030.
Mm.
Yeah, 9 years ago. I first this is the first Kriyas I was introduced, and I had very serious lower back pain at that moment. So I did this Kriyas for 21 days, and actually I need to, how to say, the pain every night I was suffer by this pain before I did the Kriyas. And after 21 days, the pain, actually most of the pain was reduced. Yeah, it's really cleared. And after that, I went to and then edit. In Awakening 21 days program at that moment. And then after that, the pain is totally gone. Was totally gone.
Yeah, of course, with Swamiji's initiation.
Yeah, 18% was healed by these Kriyas at that moment.
Okay.
So this is what I want to share with all of you. I have the experience before.
Awesome.
And the pain haven't come back anymore.
So you can see the powerfulness of this Kriya. So
Yeah.
the reason why I picked this Kriya, because low back pain is very common in the society, in humanity. So I think many people can be helped if they take responsibility to not only maintain the health of the spine, but also do this Kriya to basically change the energy of the body to heal the spine. It can actually be done. So you just need to do this, have patience, and you start to see the lower back pain will go away. So that's what I want to share. Anyone else want to share besides Shankari? Do you enjoy the Kriya? It's getting harder and harder. It seems more complicated than the earlier one. The first one was easy. This last one for the rapid, speedy recovery of illnesses was also quite simple. This one is a bit unusual. The Kumbhaka is very unusual. Not something that we are used to from the pranayama. Anyone want to share? Huh? Okay, let me just see. Anyone had chat? You can type on the chat if you want. Okay, if not, you can share in the group, the group you created, and you can also share there if you feel that you prefer to share there instead of here. Any questions so far? Any question regarding the spine, the lower back pain, and what I've taken you all through in the earlier slides? Any question?
We can also use this to heal our spine, right?
Yes. Use this to heal the spine also. See, what happens is that when your Kundalini energy is pumped by invoking this Kumbhaka basically raises your Kundalini shakti. That means your inner potential energy, and it rises up, right? Especially the last step, you just awaken the energy and focus on here. So when the Kundalini energy is traveling along the spine, the energy has the capability of healing. So you just need to allow it to happen. You just need to learn how to activate the Kundalini Shakti in a safe way, in doing the Kumbhaka. Okay? Yes. Any more question? Give it a try for 21 days, and then you can come back and share with me what has helped or whether it's effective for you. Okay? And also, when you are moving around, become more aware of your spinal integrity. Remember, like I said, the spine wants to maintain its natural curve. So when you are moving, doing things like carrying things, especially lifting heavy things, make sure that the spinal integrity is maintained and you are able to get the support from the earth. Because lifting any weight, you need to have the support from the earth. Otherwise, you'll be pulling the spine and the whole muscle, and you get strained. You lifting a certain weight or force, you need to get the support from the spine. I mean, from the earth, so that the force is traveling along the spine without injury. So that awareness needs to have. Otherwise, you create a lot of spinal problem in the later age, which is going to create a lot of pain. It's something you can avoid. Okay, if you have this knowledge. Anything else? Okay, if there's no further questions, I'd like to thank all of you who, spent the last almost 1.5 hours with me to learn this Kriya. So with that, let's end the session with the Puna Mantra. Let's join the palms together. Give ourselves a bow from within in deep gratitude to Swamiji for his contribution to humanity and, in helping people through this Nithya Kriya. So, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Parka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you, Nithyanandam. You can stop the recording now. So thank you all. Hey, by the way, there's no session for the next week because of Navaratri, okay? We'll have Navaratri instead of this. There'll be puja here.